Good morning, children. Today we are going to see the first main textbook of class 9, that is Beehive. For class 9, the unit is 1 and the topic is the fun they had. I repeat, this is class 9 English video session. The textbook we are going to have is Beehive. Beehive. And the unit which we are going to do is 1. The fun they had. I repeat, the fun they had. Look at the picture. You can see the boy sitting before the computer, virtual classroom, robotic teacher, moving e-text, schools of future. I don't think that this is a too fast situation in which we are put in now. Don't you think so? Before it was teachers were coming to your classes and we were taking classes, the chalkboard, then we had the other electronic gadgets to show you the additional reading. All children sat in your classroom, but nobody is there in the classroom today. They are empty. And we take class in this form, and you learn through virtually. You sit in the home and learn. Don't you think that this is a change? There is a change. Yes. The COVID 19 has made us what shall never happen is happen. This situation we have never even thought about, but it has happened. Now just see what is given before you read. The story we shall read is set in the future when books and schools as we now know them will perhaps not exist. How will children study that? The diagram below may give you some ideas. So, today we are correcting the papers of the email. Class works, the homework also is given in the virtual classroom. So, there may be a situation when paper, book, all these things also vanish, is it not? Look at the boy sitting before the computer, learning through computer. The girl sitting and doing the virtual classroom. You remember we had virtual online competitions also. You remember you sat in your house and you were doing the competition, participating in all the competition. Thank God it is now we physical teachers. Who knows, the future may be robotic teachers also. See the book which is moving before you also, now it is the screen which is moving, is it not? Yes. Things have changed. When I first took this story and I was teaching in the class, the children were laughing, they were jumping. How it would be, how nice it would be. I can be in my house, I can enjoy. Why school? They were so happy that that sort of a life will be very happy. Boring schools, everyday school. How nice we will be having vacations. But today, they say, no, this is not fun. They want to be in the school atmosphere. They want teachers, they want books, they want notebooks, they love now. Things change. We always think that the other side is so happy, so delightful, but reality is different. Yes. Of Of course, we always require some changes whenever we are. Discuss things that you like the best at your school, three things that you would like to change. Definitely, the most when I asked the students, the first thing they wanted to say, ma'am, no homework. I don't know, this has become a, what to say, the homework thing is the one which 90%, 99%, oh, let's take it as 100% itself, nobody likes. Nobody wants to do homework. They love to listen in the class with half ears, but homework is the one which is almost universally hated. They like one thing very much, the games. Loving period. Take a ball, keep running, that, hockey, whatever. The games time is the most happy. And every day when it ends, it's a happy ending. Still, will we not get one more half an hour? Some more time. So, preferences do matter. Always. No exams are liked, no ranking liked, games are loved, friends chatting with friends, playing. Everything is fine, but whichever thing serious, children hate it. Is it not? It's very common. Have you ever read words on a television or a computer screen? Can you imagine a time when all books will be on the computer and there will be no books printed on paper? Would you like such books better? So the situation may not be too far that we will all have only scripts from e-text scripts, and there will be no paper, there will be no printed books. Who knows? This story, if you ask me, a year back or 2 years back, it would have 1.5 years back, I will tell that it's a beautiful imagination. Hats off to the author. He has made us imagination in a wild manner. But today, I can't just put it as imagination. The imagination has now become little to a certain reality also. Isaac Asimov. Isaac Asimov had a imagination of how children would be if the world changes too much technically, mechanically, to virtual classes, to learning through computers, or to robotic teachers and moving e-text. Isaac Asimov wondered how children would be under such situations. Have you ever read words on a computer screen? Look at the question asked. Can you imagine a time when all books will be on computers? Today we have got e-books. In fact, I used to buy lots and lots of books. Today all the books have come in the e-print. I subscribe only the e-books which are available, and whenever I wanted to, there is also audio associated to it. So the ordering of books has become less to me. I don't know how many of you are still buying newspapers and magazines. Everything is available in e-print. We have started moving towards e-prints rather than real newspapers, real magazines, weekly magazines, and other bi monthly or monthly magazines. That's what. There is a difference in me taking this chapter 1.5 years before and today before you. This was a time which was never even thought, but before you and I could adjust, before you and I could just even imagine how it could be, we are already in it and we are also facing it. How we have taken it was not an easy thing. We are still not able to adjust the system of e-learning, learning through the computers, the virtual classrooms. We are still struggling. Are we able to get our fullest in the form of knowledge or giving of the knowledge? It stands as a real question whether the 100% achievement is happening. Yet we continue hard to keep in tempo of what has to be done. The situation which Isaac Asimov brings has now become the serious note, because the time when 2 years or 1.5 years before, when the class was taken, the fun they had was jumping and children laughing and shouting. And today, me taking the same class through this virtual media itself shows things have changed. Isaac Asimov's work now became less fun and more of reality. True? Now let's see what happens to Margie. Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On page headed 17, May 2157. So the year we are mentioning is 2157, that is the next century. Today we are in 2021. So this is about 2157. She wrote today, Tommy found a real book. Tommy found a real book. What is the real book called? It's a book which has a cover, which has papers inside, which has printed material in it, is called a real book. And Tommy found, so they are not existing today. And here is Tommy finding a real book, and real existing, which existed long ago. It was a very old book, naturally, because it is a year 2157. Maybe it's torn, its pages are almost dying. The print may also not be so clear, maybe. It was a very old book. We could make it out. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on papers. So it was real fun that Margie's grandfather had written books, printed books, and stories were coming through that. They turned pages which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on the screen, you know. And before it had same words, and then when they turned the pages to the page before, it had the same words and on it that it had when they read it for the first time. There was no change in it. That is what is expected. So imagine that there will be no books. how will the pages will be turned? How are the words going to be there? The real book pages don't change. The printed materials don't change. Any number of time you can go back. Okay? So, children, here the word crinkly means with many folds on lines. With many folds or lines. Children, since this is your initial first unit, I request you all to read at least 3 to 4 times this topic and make up your mind for your next class. I hope the introduction was clear and I can continue with the next class. Thank you, children. Bye.